All right, it's still morning, but just barely. So thank you for your patience. We do have quorum. That's what we're checking on. This is the Talent and Recruitment Committee. I am filling in for Chair Allison Miedema while she is on vacation. It's March 19th, 10 a.m. And first up on our agenda is public comment. Do we have any public comment? All right. All right, gone. Seeing none, we're going to move on to approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Right, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
It seems so strange. And opposed, same sign. All right, moving on. Next is the consent items. We have one consent resolution to approve the minutes from January 23rd, 2024. Talent and Recruitment Committee meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign, nay. Motion passes. All right, and so moving on to the agenda and action items. This month, we'll be looking at action items to fill several open seats. Action is community, sorry, here we go. The first action item comes to us from Ottawa County Community Action Agency. The suggested motion is to place into nomination and forward to the Board of Commissioners the name of Esther Filski and to select one to fill the one public sector vacancy beginning on January 1st, 2024 and ending December 31st, 2024. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right. And is there discussion? The interview committee was recommending Esther for that role. And so we will move that on to the board. All those in favor of moving this on to the board, please say aye.
I think it
Aye.
has to be a roll call.
Is it a roll call?
It is a
Sorry.
roll call.
Okay,
It
we'll
is
do
a
a roll call vote.
Ms. Cosby,
Yes.
Mrs. Wenzel,
Yes.
and Mrs. Ebel.
Yes.
All right. Next on the agenda is the Ottawa County Groundwater Board. And the suggested motion is to place into nomination and forward to the Board of Commissioners the name of Ted Malefyte. It's Malefyt. And to select one to fill one K through 12 education seat vacancy beginning January 1st, 2024 and ending December 31st, 2026. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right. Is there discussion? We are recommending Ted to go forward. All right. Can we do a roll call vote?
Ms. Cosby,
Yes.
Mrs. Wenzel,
Yes.
Mrs. Ebel.
Yes.
All right. That motion passes. Ted moves on. So next on the agenda is the Ottawa County Community Mental Health Family Member seat. The suggested motion is to place into nomination and forward to the Board of Commissioners the names of people who are recommended or indicated with a star from the interview committee. And that would be Tom Bird and Stephen Rockman. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
And then any discussion? Seeing none, do we have to do these one by one, correct? Okay.
Do one by one.
So Tom Bird will be the first.
Ms. Cosby,
Tom Bird,
Mrs. Wenzel, Tom Bird, Mrs. Niema, or I'm sorry, Mrs. Ebel, cross off the wrong name.
it's,
Thomas Bird.
All right. And then the next for the second,
is Stephen Rockman.
Stephen Rockman.
Stephen Rockman.
All right. So it looks like,
And so Stephen Rockman and Mr. Bird have it.
all right, and they will be moved. So Stephen Rockman and Tom Bird will be moved on to the Board of Commissioners for our family member seat. Number 4 on the agenda is Ottawa County Community Mental Health General Public seat. The suggested motion is to place into nomination and forward to the Board of Commissioners the names of, star indicates the recommendation, Beth Van Hoven. I'm going to actually add Stephen Miskelly to this as well for this seat. Oh. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Then we can go to a roll call vote. I want to give rationale for my discussion if I could. We have the great grace to have so many wonderful people who have applied for this position. And the reason why, and Beth Van Hoven being absolutely qualified, what I'm trying to do, looking at the board, CMH board, which I serve on, is making sure that we have all populations that CMH serves represented. And we do for the intellectual and developmental disabilities, both Thomas Bird and Stephen Rockman fill that, as well as Donna Bunce. The reason why I'm selecting Stephen Kelly is that he's got an organization called Be Better after he is a suicide loss survivor. And so I'm thinking with our adolescents being of concern, and then the increased rates of suicide in that particular population, it would be good to have, these are community members that are fully vested in stakeholders in the success of community mental health. And I would like to see the mental health population be represented on the board. So that is the rationale for why I'm selecting Mr. Stephen Kelly. He did start Be Better after the loss of his son and became very proactive. Instead of just kind of coping with it on his own, he wanted to reach out to the community and make certain that they did not run into the same issues that he had or they had as a family. So. All right, we could start with. Go ahead.
You're actually first, Ms. Cosby,
Yeah, okay. Stephen Kelly.
Mrs. Wenzel,
This one was difficult for me, but I'm going to say Beth Van Hoven.
and Mrs. Ebel,
Beth Van Hoven.
and with a majority,
Majority, yep.
Beth Van Hoven has it.
Thank you. All right. And then next we have committee reports, which we have none. Following that is public comment. We have a second round of public comment. Come up and speak to the chair, the temporary chair. You have 3 minutes. Please state your name and where you vote.
Being an honor, Holland Township. Gretchen, I'd like to thank you for nominating Stephen Kelly. I'm aware of him and his family and the struggles they've gone through. And I think that was a really good recommendation. And I wanted to memorialize this moment where I actually agree with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other comments? Seeing none, I'm not used to short meetings. The talent and recruitment meeting is adjourned.